Welcome to the Driving the World podcast series. I'm your host, Cully Holland. Today we have Mike Nojaim, our industry account specialist for forestry, paper, pulp, tire, and rubber, and we're going to be discussing the forestry, paper, and pulp industry. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good, Cully.
Thanks so much for joining us today. So we're going to discuss the forestry, the paper, and the pulp industry. So why don't you just start off, kind of tell us who you are and what your job is, and we'll get into the industry.
First off, thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this. It's a good time to talk about what I've been doing here for the last couple of years with SEW. My title is forestry, pulp, and paper, application specialist or industry specialist with SEW, and it breaks down into three pretty much unique industries. Forestry. You got your log handling systems, the heavy lifting stuff, where you're going to have the big gearboxes. You got the board handling systems. One of the things I learned early in this time unit handling. The board handling is unit handling systems, and SEW does that so well. We're really experts at it. Then you got the chip and pellet handling systems. There's a lot of bulk, so it fits right into what we do. And then you got rollers like the OSB board roller, for the forestry side. On the pulp side, really it's a big chemical plant inside of a paper plant. It's just a big chemical plant inside of there where they take the wood fibers and they break it down, or they take the recycled fibers and they break it down. They churn it all up, and then they lay it over higher speeds, and they bring it across presses and rolls. That would be the paper side of it, right? So in that chemical side, you have, line kilns, you got mixers and agitators, clarifiers, all kinds of stuff that requires moving equipment. Then you get on the paper side, you've got the paper machines, which are rolls and dryers and vacuum pumps and all kinds of things to take the water out of the pulp itself, convert it into paper, and then after it becomes paper on these big rolls, it gets converted into usable paper that you might buy at the store, or it gets converted into corrugated, and that's a whole nother industry unto itself. The corrugated industry has box machines, and it's a fascinating industry with all kinds of automation involved, and then the conveyors to haul it all away. Where we have a lot of products to service all these, so I'd like to get into that with you. So
Yeah. I mean, for
yeah,
sure.
so I just keep going.
Yeah, you are on a roll.
I'm sorry.
I hate to break you up, but I just want to say, first of all, I always wondered why forestry, pulp, and paper were designated three different ones. And this was eye-opening for me. I'm sure some of our listeners too, because you just went through and each one has unique applications, unique environments. So
I thought this would be easy, but no, it's not. It's three very unique different structures in the industries. And even though they overlap, and the process, the beginning of one has to be the same as the beginning of others. It's all very different for the end product. I mean, in the forestry side, you got forestry includes the door that we're looking at over there, or the laminate on the cabinet in your kitchen. It's just so deep. You don't even think about what's involved in the forestry side, and all of it's automated equipment.
I'm sitting here thinking about every time I print a piece of paper. A lot of stuff happened to give me that piece of paper now.
It is a lot of stuff has to happen for you to get that piece of paper that you just slide into the printer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you were giving us a little segue. I'm excited to get into some of the SEW products, because we mentioned kilns, we mentioned mixers, agitators. You said some things about controls. So, I mean, does SEW pick one of these industries, or
no?
Can it fit in?
So the beauty of SEW is we have got a standard product lineup that can be configured in so many different ways, So every one of these industries every one of these applications that I talked about, we have a standard product that can be configured to fit and work in those applications. And where there are some more specialized applications, like say a Yankee dryer drive, or a big calendar roll or something like that, where they're more specialized, or an agitator drive with a heavy hanging load, or a clarifier with a heavy hanging load. We've got gearboxes and motors and things that can, drive those every day, all day long. And it's more of a specialized for the industry, but they're standard products for SEW because they're all pre-designed,
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, you were saying clarifiers and mixers, and I know that both our heavy industrial gearing as well as our 7 and 9 series, we have agitator drives that are designed for those heavier loads.
In the standard side, yeah. And then we got it also on the IG side, the industrial gearing side.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it really does sound like we fit in to all of these industries. And
we're ready to go. The biggest challenge I think we have is name recognition in these industries. The industries that we serve are very American, even though it's a worldwide industry. In America, that they kind of see us as being European, right? And so you've got other people out there that have been doing this for a while, and so the American industry mindset is, we don't know these guys, SEW. What they need to understand is SEW is coming in and all the European equipment that's being sold, because European OEMs have bought up just about everybody in the U.S. and just about everything you buy now for these industries come in, on European equipment, and we've got it. We're on them,
right, and
we're there.
And I guess something that we could bring up, or if they're not familiar with us, or we're European. Well, we do have our 5 plant locations.
Yeah.
In the U.S. and we
Well,
have local inventory, and
that was my next point.
Well, let's go. I mean, we have the local inventory, and we're ready to support our customers. So hopefully, this sells some of that.
So people think that they got to get this stuff out of Europe, and in the past, a lot of European suppliers would take 12, 14, 16 weeks to get product into the U.S. We build everything, we assemble everything here in the U.S. So we've got 5 assembly centers right here in the U.S. Anything we sell in Europe, just about anything we sell in Europe, can be assembled here within 2 to 3 days on a breakdown basis, or standard 2 to 3 weeks. They don't have to wait for this European stuff to come over. So they just need to know this, and that brings me really to the what do I want my customers to know?
What do we want them to know?
What last thing, I stop hitting the table, right?
Good.
What do we want our customers to know? I want our customers to know that they should own the information about the products that they have, and ownership is about having the knowledge. The knowledge, everything we do is stamped on a nameplate with a code, and by going on to SEW-EURODRIVE.com and typing in that SO number in there, you get all the information. You get the drawings, you get the service manuals, you get the technical details of what is on your machine, right? And so you're not locked in per se to the OEM or the distributor that has the contract. You're locked into saying, hey, this is what I have and this is what I want to get. And you can go about it through the best avenue that works for each individual company on the user level. So I think that's really what I want people to know is we're here in the U.S., we're available, and it's, it's just SEW-EURODRIVE.com. Put your SO number in and you own it. Your information is yours.
I'm here for it. I love our website. It's incredibly helpful. We've done a couple of podcasts on it, so if anyone needs help, feel free to check them out. And I mean, from front to back, it sounds like we're in every industry.
Yeah.
We got products from the heavy industrial gearing, 7 and 9 series, controls, the VFDs. So
decentralized controls. In the corrugated industry, man, it's like these are happening right now. I was looking at a machine. It was a 22-axis machine. It was a paper stapling machine. It was a cardboard stapling machine, 22 axes. It was 100% SEW. There was no anyone else's PLCs in there. We have a controller that was using all of our decentralized drives, and it's just 100% SEW in that machine, and it was spectacular. I mean, we're really come a long way. And servo motors, these industries don't even know what SEW is servo motors. They're here. They're right here in the U.S.
And I was going to say, and to bring it all back together, they got all 22 axes taken care of. And if they need help, they call the local plant, one of the 5 plants, and we can help them out from here in the States. So
yeah, we got technical support here. 65 sales guys, right? At least, yeah. How many IG specialists and industrial gearing specialists, and
7 or 8 out in the field, and we got at least 70 people in the plant.
Yeah, so. How many electrical specialists do we have?
Too many.
Yeah,
too many.
So yeah, I mean, there's people here that will support the products. Yeah, just need to get the word out.
Well,
and that's what we're doing here.
That's what we're here for. Any last notes, or is that a good 10,000-foot view of the forestry, paper, and pulp industry?
I could talk for another 2 hours, but I don't think your watchers would be interested.
We'll just bring you back. How about that?
Thanks, buddy.
Well, have a good one, Mike.
All right, man. You too.